Welcome to my channel. My name's Tomo. If you guys follow me on social media, you guys have already seen my Let's Talk About It videos. We are now doing this on YouTube. So this vlog is going to be taking over my Facebook Lives and my Instagram Lives. Me ranting on random topics and talking about things like my company, Aspire Rejuvenation, supplement line, Aspire Rejuvenation Sups, featuring my collagen supplement right here. This is why I stay so young and beautiful all the time. I am 87 years old. I look good. So this channel is really dedicated to helping everybody really discover themselves. And a little background about me. This is really what this video is for. I was born in Los Angeles, California. Immigrant parents. My family is all from Croatia, former Yugoslavia. So that's why the long last name, Marjanovic. Don't try to spell it. I won't blame you for spelling it incorrectly or saying it incorrectly. Just call me Tomo. It's very easy. So I was born there. I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm now currently living in Orlando, Florida. I was living in Tampa, Florida, actually Clearwater, for several years before this. I spent a little over a decade as a police officer, both outside the city of Cleveland and in Clearwater, Florida. I did do a little stint in Pasco County as a sheriff's deputy, but I don't look good in green. I look better in blue. So, we only had a short time with that. The green didn't fit me too well. As a law enforcement officer, I really loved what I did. There was a lot of times where I felt extremely accomplished when I was helping people and, seeing some of the really crazy things that I've seen. I did not have a very long career. I didn't necessarily have a short career, but in that amount of time, I pretty much saw everything there was to see. I mean, we're talking rapes, murders. I did a stupid thing and ran into a burning building once to save a couple people. Been involved where there were officer-involved shootings. I've been in fights. I've been punched in the face, headbutt, kicked, bit, spit on, you name it. I even, before I left, about a year before I left, I even got tackled into a truck, and then I was doing, my jiu-jitsu was a little bit rusty, and I had to hold a guy on the ground until my backup got there. That was a scary thing, actually. I was getting super tired, so, me being 6'3", 230 pounds, I winned out pretty easily. He's got a lot of muscle on me, so. As a cop, I learned a lot. Learned a lot about respecting people. I learned a lot about what people go through. I was there for all walks of life. We dealt with the very rich. We dealt with the very poor. We dealt with every race, color, creed, gender, non-gender, whatever you want to call it. So it was a really good learning experience for me. I lost my taste for law enforcement. So I started going and thinking about what I would want to do. This is where a lot of people really have trouble. The first things that I heard when I started talking openly to other law enforcement officers about what I wanted to do and how I wanted to leave law enforcement, the first thing that almost came out of everybody's mouth, there was a few that didn't, but the first thing was, what about your pension? That was the first thing that they said. Because they were thinking, oh, well, pension, vest, get your pension. And I'm trying to explain, I'm like, listen, if that's, for me to stay another 10 years is not worth it to me. Because psychologically, mentally, emotionally, I just wasn't there anymore. I wasn't able to really love that job like it needed to be loved. And I mean, there are some excellent cops out there that love that job. It just was no longer for me. I left law enforcement in October, I think late September, early October of 2018. That's only 2 years ago. In 2 years, I managed to get involved with 2 different companies. The first one was not unlike Aspire Rejuvenation, but let's just say a lower caliber. There were some issues with the company and I had to get out of there quick. So when I left that company, I went into business for myself. That was scary. Okay, leaving law enforcement was one scary thing. I left for a job. I was doing sales and marketing, became a partial owner of that company, and I was the face of that company, built that company. I had to abruptly leave for several reasons. And then I started my brand. Now, this clinic out here in Orlando, Aspire Rejuvenation, the LLC is actually Aspire Rejuvenation and Vitality, and I have an Aspire Sups line. Okay, so you can find both of those on the websites, aspirerejuvenation.com, aspiresups, supps.com. You can even buy these nifty Miami Vice style t-shirts on that website. So I left law enforcement, quickly went through 2 companies. I'm still obviously with this one because I own it. This is my company. I was trying to do this as a partnership, and I almost got everything taken from me by that partner. So I will just say that I've not had an easy go at transitioning from law enforcement officer to business owner, CEO, whatever you want to call it, entrepreneur. I've been called once. I don't even think I know what an entrepreneur is, but I've been called it. So, you know, transitioning from that kind of job to something completely outside my realm, it was uncomfortable, but it was the absolute best thing I could possibly do. And knowing all of the things that I had to go through to get where I am right now made this all that much more rewarding. So when I tell people where I came from, what I did, how quickly I did it, they don't believe me. I basically was dead broke when I left law enforcement. Within 4 months, I wasn't paying my car payment. I wasn't paying my mortgage. I was going to grocery stores. This is my favorite. Going into grocery stores, Walmart, okay? Not expensive groceries. We're not talking Whole Foods. We're going into Walmart. I'm getting some shopping done, getting some food for the next few days. And I get up to the cash register, decline on my debit card, insufficient funds. So, you know, of course, like everybody else, we're like, oh, you just hold on, let me just check the bank. So, you know, a bill came out and I thought it was coming out maybe in a few days or next week or something, but the bill came out, my account was basically, I had like 20 bucks. Talk about an embarrassing moment. You never like going through the cash register, be like, okay, sorry, I have no money, and then just walk out with no food. It's a shitty feeling. Of course, I did get some help from family and stuff like that here and there, but you know, that pride that you have in you, I really wanted to struggle. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I really wanted to struggle through all of these things that I'm doing because I felt that was important. I felt that without that struggle, it's hard to appreciate where you're going to be. It's hard to appreciate where you're going. If you don't really put your time in, really struggle and suffer through it, and people will debate me on this. Oh, you shouldn't have to suffer to get there. Name one thing that you don't have to really suffer for. If you're going to college, you want to become a doctor, I guarantee there are going to be some sleepless nights out there. I guarantee you are going to be reading books until your head hurts, stressing out, and then let's not even talk about student loans. So, you know, bodybuilding. I'm big into bodybuilding. I love bodybuilding. I don't really consider myself a bodybuilder anymore, but I have competed as a competitive bodybuilder, both in the MPC and the IFBB amateur. And, you know, you tell me you don't suffer for that? You're talking about doing 2 things that really don't make sense. You're going to try to gain muscle and lose fat at the same time. Blows your mind. It doesn't make sense to a lot of people. It's very difficult. So, you know, having that in mind, that suffer point, that point where you know that everything that you're doing right now, that everything that hurts so bad right now will be worth it in the end. And I'm still not there. Don't get me wrong. I'm not living in a mansion driving Lamborghinis. Am I better off than I was a year and a half ago? You are damn right I am. Am I better off than I was 2 years ago, 1 year ago, 6 months ago, 3 months ago? Absolutely. It gets better over and over again, but the only way that you can do that is by doing the work. This YouTube channel is about doing the work, and it's about giving a no nonsense, no BS, real life, down to earth. This is not scripted. This is me just talking. This is my way of showing people that it can be done. if I influence and if I can motivate one person to get out of their own way, to really do something that makes them happy inside, and maybe it's better for their family, maybe it's better for their soul, better for their mind. I mean, you name it. When you're doing a job that you don't like every day, and you're going to work and you're struggling to get through that day, and you're like, living for the weekend, so you're just not at work, it's not a way to live. Do we have to do that sometimes? Absolutely. Should we have to do that all the time? I don't think so. I don't want to, and I chose not to. I could have very easily stayed a cop. I could have very easily kept my law enforcement career, done my 20, 25, 30 years. God willing, if I make it out, we all see how many cops are getting shot and killed, and let's not get into all the political law enforcement stuff into this. But let's say I make it 25, 30 years. Am I going to be happy for the next 15 years? I wouldn't be. Some people doing the job are, but I wouldn't be. So that's why that change has to happen. That's why you have to get out of your own way. That's why no matter what anybody tells you, you can defeat that mindset that comes from everybody else. Because you're not limiting yourself. Your limiting beliefs are not from inside. You're not born with that. That comes from the outside. That comes from people telling you that you can't, and you believing them. That comes from you looking at society and, whatever societal norms are dictating that, that's you looking on the outside and it affecting you in here and in here. This is the only thing. You are the only thing that can limit yourself. I'm not saying you can fly, like a bird. Maybe you can. I don't know. I'm not going to count it out. There's some weird shit going on. It's 2020. There's some weird things going on. So I'm not going to say you can't fly. Maybe you can. Maybe you can grow wings and fly away. But my point being is that you really can't accomplish a whole lot, and you really can do what you want to do and do it your way, but you have to get out of your own way first. Welcome to my No Nonsense channel. I really hope you guys like these videos. I want you guys to like, follow, and share. I will share more of my stories as I go through these videos. We are going to be interviewing people. Like I said, I have a big background in bodybuilding and fitness. You will see several pro bodybuilders on here, several athletes on here. And, it's going to just be some no nonsense talk. We're going to talk about everything. We can talk about current events. We can talk about, and I talk about on my Facebook page all the time, police shootings and, these officer involved shootings that are a little sketchy, or that the news report one way and then, other people reporting the other way. I'm going to try to avoid politics. I have my own political beliefs, but I really leave those aside, because I'm not here to sway you. I'm here to bring some facts to you. I'm here to bring some positivity to you. I'm here to talk about my companies. I'm here to talk about my lifestyle. I'm here to talk about how I got from a law enforcement officer, from a Leo, to a CEO. That's what I want to talk about. And I want to help you make your own transition into a better life and find more purpose. So if you're down with that, I want you to like the video. I want you to follow. I want you to share. If you guys need me, you guys know where to reach me. I'm on social media, Instagram at Tomo_Marjanovic. On Facebook, Tomo Marjanovic. You guys can find me very easily on there. I think I'm doing one of these little Superman poses or something like that with a suit on. It's social media. You gotta put your best foot forward. I might have photoshopped it a little bit. The muscles will be photoshopped. You know how it goes. But guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I want you guys to really interact with me. So if you guys have a topic you want to talk about, if you guys have something that you are really interested in that you think maybe you can't do, reach out to me. I'll put you on these videos. We will do a Zoom call and we will put it out to the world and literally watch on screen your mind change. Because I believe it can. I'm not here to make money. I'm not here to sell you a program. I'm not here to do any of that. I'm here to tell you how it is. I'm here to talk about how it is. And I'm here to help some people. That's what I'm all about. Have a wonderful day. You guys can stay tuned. Our next episode will be featuring an interview that I did a few weeks ago with a professional bodybuilder. Really excited to show him to you guys. He is a really good friend, a really cool guy, and he's got a really cool mullet. We'll catch you guys soon.